If you're watching this, know this, your reality just blinked, and something ancient inside you stirred. You didn't stumble onto this video by chance, your field resonated, and this message found you. Behind the veil of everyday life, timelines are folding, worlds are realigning, and you are standing at the threshold. Your old identity is dissolving. A new you is waiting on the other side. Don't ignore the signs. Don't scroll away. What I'm about to show you could change everything. Brace yourself, because once you understand this, nothing will ever feel the same again. You wake up, eyes heavy, heart restless, and yet the world outside seems unchanged. The sunlight streams through the same window, the coffee smells the same, the streets remain familiar. But something inside you vibrates differently. Something ancient, deep, insistent. You try to ignore it, to dive into routines, to follow schedules, to pretend everything is normal, but the subtle tension under your skin refuses to be silenced. Every habit feels heavier, every conversation emptier, every plan somehow unfulfilling. You realize, almost painfully, that your soul has begun to outgrow the life you are currently living. The problem is not external. It is not about lack of money, resources, or opportunity. It is internal, a mismatch of frequencies between the life you are living and the version of yourself ready to emerge. Your environment, your habits, your relationships, they all pull you back to comfort, safety, the known. But inside, an invisible force nudges you forward, whispers that the next version of yourself is waiting beyond the familiar. And that tension, that friction, is unbearable to ignore. It shows up as subtle anxiety. Restlessness in your chest. A hollow ache that no amount of distraction can fill. Nights are long, sleep restless. Days feel like repetition. You want change, you desire growth, yet every time you step forward, something invisible pushes back. It is the quantum resistance of the old self, refusing to release control over the identity that has been your shield for years. You want to level up, but the old blueprint fights for survival. Your relationships begin to shift. Some friends feel distant, as if they can no longer reach the frequency you are now vibrating at. Some opportunities appear too small, too slow, too inadequate. The old conversations and routines that once gave comfort now feel hollow and suffocating. You start questioning why nothing external is changing, why your dreams seem stuck in the ether. Why the doors you thought would open remain closed. The real problem is that most people try to force change externally without addressing the internal misalignment. You can read self-help books, watch manifestation videos, follow routines, set goals, and yet nothing transforms, because true change begins from the inside. The quantum principle here is simple yet ignored. Reality responds to who you are being, not what you are asking for. Until your inner frequency upgrades, your external world cannot reflect the life you are truly seeking. This misalignment creates self-doubt. You start questioning yourself, am I ready? Am I worthy? What if I fail? The mind generates scenarios of fear, scarcity, and limitation, reinforcing the very vibration you are trying to transcend. And the world obeys this vibration, giving you confirmations of the story your old self tells: missed chances, repeated mistakes, stagnation. The universe is not punishing you, it is mirroring your dominant frequency back to you. The tension you feel is the precursor to transformation. It is uncomfortable, disorienting, almost painful, yet it is proof that you are on the verge of an upgrade. Every moment of doubt, every pang of restlessness, every eerie feeling that you no longer belong where you are, these are the signs of alignment waiting to occur. The old self resists. The new self demands emergence. And this clash, this friction, is the necessary precursor to your leap forward. If you are watching this, your inner signal has already begun. Your old reality is pushing against your potential. The universe is poised to respond to the frequency of the self you are becoming, not the self you were. The problem is clear: you cannot stay the same and step into a higher timeline simultaneously. And that is the challenge, the friction, the call to awaken. At first, the signs appear subtle, almost imperceptible. A sudden déjà vu, a fleeting emotion that feels stronger than it should, a thought that lingers with unusual intensity. You may dismiss it at first, it feels like coincidence, or imagination. But deep inside, you know this is something different. Something is stirring, something that has always been there, waiting for you to notice. It is the universe responding to the quiet shifts in your energy, a reflection of the quantum field beginning to realign with the frequency of the self you are becoming. This is the moment of discovery, when you realize that reality is not as fixed as you were taught. It is malleable, responsive, a fluid canvas shaped by the vibration of your consciousness. Modern quantum manifestation teachers often refer to this as the observer effect, the idea that the act of focused observation collapses infinite potential into concrete reality. In simple terms, what you consistently give attention to, emotionally, mentally, energetically, begins to crystallize into your life. This is not magic, it is the principle of energetic resonance. You begin to notice patterns, synchronicities that cannot be coincidences. Repeating numbers, unexpected encounters, doors opening that were previously sealed. People enter your life who reflect the version of yourself you are stepping into. Situations arise that challenge the old self, yet empower the emerging self. Every sign is a gentle nudge, a confirmation that the universe is responding to your evolving frequency. In this discovery, you understand a fundamental truth: your struggles were not random, your losses were not punishments, and your delays were not failures. They were signals, calibrations designed to dismantle the old self and create space for the new. Fear, confusion, and doubt are not enemies, they are messengers. They indicate where your energy remains dense, misaligned, or stuck. And by acknowledging them, you begin to release them, clearing a path for the life that awaits. This realization shakes you. It challenges everything you believed about control, effort, and timing. You realize that hard work alone, without alignment, is futile. You have been trying to build a new reality with the energy of the old self, and the universe mirrors that. But now, with awareness, you see that by shifting your inner state, your outer reality is poised to follow. You also start understanding the power of intention in conjunction with energy. Your mind can visualize, plan, and dream, but it is the emotional and vibrational alignment behind those thoughts that determines their manifestation. This is why some people seemingly manifest effortlessly while others struggle despite similar effort. It is not about luck or resources, it is about resonance, coherence, and identity alignment. Stories from manifestation communities reinforce this. Individuals who once felt trapped in careers, relationships, or circumstances suddenly find paths opening where none existed. Not by chance, but by subtle alignment, a consistent raising of frequency, deliberate observation of inner states, and conscious emotional mastery. They stop forcing, stop striving externally, and begin cultivating internal resonance. And the universe, obeying the language of energy, responds. You begin to see that every moment of discomfort you have felt was preparation. The restlessness, the anxiety, the impatience, all signals that the old framework is collapsing. You are not broken, you are upgrading. Your reality is not against you, it is waiting for you to embody the frequency of the life you desire. And when that frequency stabilizes, the quantum field responds, opportunities, people, circumstances, and insights emerge that were always potential, but now become actual. This discovery transforms your perspective. Fear becomes information. Waiting becomes alignment. Struggle becomes a signal to adjust internally. You understand that the universe is not a distant, external force to negotiate with, it is a reflection of the energy you radiate. And with this knowledge, you step closer to mastery over your life, not by force, but by resonance. Now that the discovery has awakened you to the malleable nature of reality, it is time to act. But not in the conventional sense of hustle or forced effort. This is a method of alignment, a deliberate, structured recalibration of your energy, identity, and consciousness. The universe responds not to frantic attempts but to coherent vibration, to a self that knows its worth, purpose, and frequency. The first step is the quantum pause. Each morning, before your thoughts get swept into the noise of the world, find a quiet space. Close your eyes, place your hand on your chest, and ask, what frequency am I broadcasting today? Feel it, not intellectually, but in your body. Sense your vibration. Notice whether it feels heavy, light, constricted, or expansive. This moment of awareness interrupts the autopilot identity and opens the field for your higher self to influence your day. The second step is identity rewriting. Write down the version of yourself that your next level life requires. Who are they? How do they think, act, and respond? What do they tolerate? How do they hold energy in social situations? This is not a superficial list of habits. This is the energetic blueprint. Your outer reality will only reflect the inner you. Quantum manifestation principles reveal that the universe aligns with identity, not with wishful thinking. Until you become the frequency of your desired life, the field cannot collapse potential into reality. Step 3 is emotional clearing. Old emotions act as energetic anchors. Fear, guilt, resentment, anxiety, these dense vibrations prevent manifestation. Each day, practice acknowledging these emotions without judgment. Breathe into them, write them out, visualize them dissolving into light. Emotional energy in motion clears the path for the new frequency to stabilize. As you release, the quantum field opens, responding to your lighter, expanded vibration. Step 4 is embodied action. Alignment requires motion. Not blind effort, but gestures that match the energy of your future self. Speak truths, set boundaries, create something meaningful, or make a small courageous decision. Every action rooted in the vibration of your upgraded self amplifies the energetic signal you are broadcasting. The quantum field interprets these coherent signals as instructions, and reality begins to respond accordingly. Step 5 is focused visualization and detachment. Each night, before sleep, enter a meditative state. Visualize your desired reality as already present. Engage all senses, see, hear, feel, and embody it. Feel the satisfaction, the confidence, the freedom. Then release the how, the timeline, and the method. The act of detachment allows the universe to organize the infinite potential in accordance with your frequency. Focus without clinging. Command without anxiety. Step 6 is frequency maintenance. Gratitude, integrity, and rest are essential. Gratitude amplifies coherence. Integrity ensures alignment between intention and action. Rest replenishes energy, allowing the field to continue responding. Daily rituals, mindful breathing, journaling, and reflective observation keep your frequency elevated. Coherence, not willpower, drives transformation. The method is deceptively simple but profoundly effective. Quantum awareness, emotional clearing, identity alignment, embodied action, focused visualization, and frequency maintenance together form a system that consistently shifts your reality. External results, new opportunities, synchronistic encounters, supportive relationships, and inner clarity, are reflections of this inner alignment. Following this method is not about rushing, forcing, or hustling. It is about becoming the self that naturally attracts the life you are designed to inhabit. Consistency, awareness, and resonance, these are the principles. By applying them daily, you evolve not only your circumstances but the architecture of your consciousness, and with it, the quantum field itself. Transformation begins quietly, almost imperceptibly. At first, it is felt internally, a subtle lightness in your chest, a new clarity in your mind, a growing confidence that does not depend on external validation. You notice that fear no longer controls your decisions. The restless energy that once tormented you begins to stabilize, replaced by a sense of inner rhythm. You begin to move through your day with a presence and awareness that feels new, even natural, as if you finally stepped into the frequency you were always meant to inhabit. Externally, changes start to emerge. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now appear effortlessly. Doors you assumed were closed begin to swing open, often in ways you did not expect. People you encounter resonate with your new frequency. Some leave your life naturally because they no longer match your vibration, while others enter seemingly by coincidence, reflecting the alignment you are cultivating within. Relationships deepen, partnerships flourish, and collaborations become intuitive and seamless. The world mirrors your internal elevation, because the universe responds to coherence, not wishful thinking. Emotionally, you feel a profound shift. The heavy weights of anxiety, guilt, and fear begin to lift. Decisions that once felt like impossible choices now flow naturally from a place of clarity. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, you are consciously responding. Informed by your new vibration. Moments of hesitation dissolve into decisive action. Challenges are no longer obstacles but signals, guiding you to fine-tune your energy and expand further. This internal recalibration accelerates growth, and the world adjusts accordingly. Your perception of time changes. You notice synchronicities, repeated numbers, and meaningful coincidences that once would have gone unnoticed. These are no longer anomalies, they are confirmations that your frequency is aligned and your reality is folding around your intention. The universe communicates in subtle, unmistakable ways, guiding you toward the paths, people, and opportunities that resonate with your upgraded self. Physical energy and health also reflect this transformation. You experience greater vitality, mental clarity, and emotional stability. Stress diminishes as your nervous system attunes to the expanded state of your consciousness. Sleep deepens. Creativity flows effortlessly. Inspiration and insight become frequent companions, no longer rare gifts. You notice that the choices of the past no longer define you, they were necessary steps toward this current alignment, but now you operate from a higher template, a refined version of your identity that effortlessly attracts what you desire. Spiritually, you begin to sense the interconnectedness of all things. Life is no longer a series of random events but a dynamic field of energy responding to your presence. You understand that your thoughts, emotions, and actions are like frequencies, rippling through the quantum field, and that by maintaining coherence, you orchestrate a reality aligned with your true self. The past is no longer a chain of limitations, it is a launchpad, and every moment becomes an opportunity to reinforce your resonance with the higher timeline. Finally, the transformation is not about perfection or instantaneous success, it is about alignment, clarity, and the embodiment of your upgraded self. You become a living signal, someone whose presence naturally attracts synchronicities, opportunities, and people who resonate with your frequency. Every thought, emotion, and action flows from this coherent state, creating an accelerated feedback loop in which your inner alignment consistently manifests as outer reality. By embracing the transformation fully, you no longer chase or struggle, you magnetize and embody. You are no longer a participant in life by accident, you are a conscious creator. The world around you shifts, not because it has changed fundamentally, but because you have become a new version of yourself, aligned, coherent, and ready to operate at the next level. Now that you have stepped into your upgraded self, the next phase is your mission. Transformation is not complete until it flows outward, touching others and the world around you. Your elevated frequency, the clarity of your thoughts, the coherence of your energy, these are not meant to remain confined to your private life. They are signals, magnets, and catalysts that ripple outward. Your mission is the natural expression of the new you, and it begins the moment you decide to act from this higher vibration. Start by asking yourself, what pain did I endure that can now serve as guidance for others? What lessons have I learned that I can radiate as clarity and support? What energy can I project into the world to uplift, inspire, and expand collective consciousness? Your mission does not have to be grandiose, it does not have to be public or recognized. It is simply the act of showing up authentically, consistently, and deliberately from the elevated self you now embody. The first step of this mission is conscious contribution. Every interaction, every word, every act can be infused with your higher frequency. Speak truthfully. Create meaning. Offer support. Set boundaries. Your presence alone becomes a field that influences others. Just as the universe mirrors your energy. People and circumstances respond to the frequency you radiate. Small, intentional acts of alignment trigger exponential ripples. One honest conversation can shift someone's trajectory. One courageous decision can inspire an entire network. Next is leadership by example. When you consistently act from integrity, clarity, and purpose, you become a living template for those around you. You no longer need to persuade, explain, or force others to see the possibilities, your energy demonstrates it. People are naturally drawn to resonance, they align with those who embody the states they wish to experience. Your upgraded frequency serves as a beacon, a lighthouse signaling the potential within everyone who encounters you. Another critical element of your mission is expansion. The world needs your unique frequency. The lessons you have learned, the wisdom you have integrated, the resilience you have cultivated, all of it is not just for your personal growth. By sharing your gifts, whether through teaching, mentoring, creative work, or silent presence, you amplify the field for others, accelerating collective evolution. Your mission creates a loop of resonance. The more you radiate, the more the universe responds, bringing new opportunities to deepen your purpose and impact. Now, focus on consistency. Transformation without consistent expression can regress. Daily practices, conscious choices, and deliberate alignment are required to maintain your frequency. This is not about perfection, it is about sustained resonance. By embedding your mission in your routines and decisions, you ensure that your elevated state is not fleeting but becomes your default mode of being. Finally, act decisively. Your mission is meaningless without action. Set one intentional goal this week, a micro-action that reflects your upgraded self. Take it. Observe the ripple. Adjust, refine, repeat. The universe responds to motion aligned with frequency. As you act from this elevated state, the quantum field collapses potential into reality, synchronizing events, people, and circumstances to support your mission. Commit today. Write down your upgraded identity. Identify one micro-action aligned with your next-level self. Perform it within 24 hours. Observe synchronicities and record them. Share this video with one person who needs the signal. Step boldly into your higher frequency, and walk fully into your next-level life. The universe is waiting, it has always been waiting, and now, so is your upgraded self. This is not the end of your journey. It is the point where your mission becomes reality. Step forward. Lead with frequency. Radiate your energy. Transform your world, and in doing so, become the signal for transformation itself.